day, ladies, gentlemen, and all else, and welcome to Deb Film's review of Captain America: Brave New World.
Sam Wilson is back as Captain America in his first solo outing. A Brave New World is here. Did we like the movie? Yes, I liked it. This movie does show you why he is worthy of the shield. He's not a man with the serum, but he's got so much heart and purity. He's strong, he doesn't give up, and I felt inspired by that, and I think that's why he is Captain America.
I thought it was very solid. It felt very refreshing, and in a way, it felt like it was harkening back to some of my favorite parts of Phase 1 and, say, Phase 2 with, like, Winter Soldier, this more grounded, more, like, mystery-based, like, thing where you don't know who to trust, you know? You don't know, like, the characters are all interesting and different and everything. So that was refreshing. I really liked having a story like that again, where you really were intrigued on where the story was going, and there were twists and turns and double crossings and everything, and I thought that was pretty well done. The action, for the most part, really good.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie deserves it, and I get the pressure on his shoulders, and I thought, yeah, there's a lot of serious moments, and whenever it's actually taking its characters very seriously and not just goofing around, I like that a lot.
Yeah, not that shit I just... Are you filming?
Yes.
He did the work. He did the work of Captain America. Is he Captain America? In my heart, he's still not. But a lot of good surprises in the movie. I was entertained. It gets better, in my opinion. Maybe there is still hope for Marvel. You know what I have been saying for a long time now? The Marvel Universe is dead, but this movie made me believe that maybe it has something still. Something still more to give. Let's see.
Cinematography was very strong, very on point. The whole 70s grit to it, the thriller aspect. I felt the intensity in a lot of action scenes. I wish the aerial fight was a little stronger, but the ending fight with the Red Hulk, as you know from the trailers, I felt the intensity in that one too, and I thought it was a great showpiece about why Sam Wilson is worthy of the shield.
There was one action scene that I was at the end of the film where I was just watching the screen, like, and I was like looking left and right, and I was like, oh my god, what am I watching? It was a little wild to see a certain action scene.
I was a little underwhelmed.
Oh, he was. Why so?
I didn't dislike it, but something was underwhelming about it. I think this was the first movie that I was kind of hoping to kind of set up a lot of more of what the universe to come was, and it kind of didn't feel that. The whole title of Brave New World, doesn't really feel that brave or new. I mean, there's adamantium in the world now, and
that was nice. That was good.
That's nice, and it's like, oh, that's what the Celestials are made of out of, I guess, or baby Celestials or whatever, which is fine.
What do you think about Harrison Ford as Thaddeus Ross?
He was fine. And, you know, he wasn't...
Just fine? I thought it was great in the role.
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, he wasn't bad or anything like that.
I thought his arc really worked.
Yeah.
For this one movie.
Yeah.
And the connections to the Incredible Hulk movie felt
Definitely.
very satisfying.
Yes.
As a long-term viewer, I really liked that. I did feel emotional at some parts about this, and the fact that they brought in Samuel Stearns from that movie, I'm really happy that they did all
Yes.
that. And I know my friend Kevin is a big fan of the Hulk. I know he was cheering too and was feeling the emotions about it. Like I love the cherry blossom trees.
Finally, they addressed the Celestial in the water, and they like address a lot of other stuff, like, you know, stuff from the Incredible Hulk and such. That was cool to see.
You need more movies that don't feel too crazy, but scaled back a little bit, just a bit more grounded. And I like that about this movie. The Marvel Universe usually just goes bang bang. True. This one scales it back, and I like that. I feel like I could get more immersed in the movie because of it. But I was happy that they did start addressing a lot of those loose ends, loose threads from Phase 4 so far, like the Celestial thing. And adamantium was a great touch to the whole thing. So that's what I thought about the movie. And yes, post-credits were a bit underwhelming.
The post-credits were very underwhelming just because... think of it as this way. A post-credit scene to me is a vehicle to let the audience know different pieces of what's to come, right? And or in case it isn't that, although it's 100% that wink wink, to inform the character of something.
Yeah.
Here, it's to fully inform the character of something kind of useless because, again, they're a vehicle for the audience.
I mean, we've already spoiled it, so just seeing the White House being, like, absolutely wrecked by a stupid CGI Red Hulk, like, it was... I was trying not to. I mean, it was supposed to be like a serious scene, but I was trying not to laugh. It was just too like, what the? Oh my god! You're actually doing this. You're destroying the White House Oh, it was kind of crazy. And then like having the whole speech of like, it feels like our country is returning to normalcy, and you're like, how? What? How?
What are you talking
Like that's never gonna happen.
about?
When he's talking to Thaddeus Ross about building the Avengers again, you do feel the absence of them, and you want them back. So I'm feeling the seeds are going into what Doomsday potentially could be with this movie.
Robert Downey Jr.
We don't know what that movie is yet, so we have
mess.
no idea about that.
And I'll eat those words if I'm wrong later, but right now it feels like a mess.
Beware of the spoilers of David. Here they go.
Like, why did he turn himself in? He could have done all that to a press conference and still had his freedom, be on the run, but, he's a smart man. A few things didn't quite add up for me, but overall, I think the pacing was fine. Whilst in the same time, when the movie was wrapping up, I was like, okay, finally, we have the pieces set up, and then the movie was over. I was like, oh, this feels like I was watching a pre-screening for the movie almost, like a part two. Where's part two coming out? This piece, this thing of like, okay, now the pieces are set up, the characters are set up. Oh, we wrap it up. Oh, we're done.
It does make you want to watch more at the end. It's true. It does feel like this.
Compared to the other three Captain America movies, it's like this feels like the movie ends and you feel like you're finally into Act 2, and then it's over and you go, oh,
wow. You like Daniel Ramirez as the new Falcon?
They give him too much of the Marvel funny man, but he managed to let it go as the movie went on. He started off with that.
Yeah.
And he was like, who is this child? Get him off my camera. And then it's like, oh, he's Falcon, right. I guess we'll see what he does. And he was fine. And then, again.
There's room for him to grow, but you do get that he's that excited guy.
It's just what happens when you put him in a room with Kate Bishop, Peter Parker, and name two more, Miss Marvel and more. You're going to be like, yeah, you're the same character, but wearing different outfits.
I get that.
That's the thing.
I get that.
That's the one thing.
Yeah.
Just saying. Say what you want about the original Avengers, but at least everyone there was a little bit of a distinct different. Like here, it's gonna be like, oh, we have a bunch of this.
Giancarlo Esposito.
He's Serpent. Where's his snake costume?
And he's a
the one
great
question
villain, as always. But
he has a gun, and I was like, okay, so you're a lamer Winter Soldier.
I didn't need more than that. I just saw him being intense. And the moment when he says, I'm gonna kill Captain America for free, it's like, this is him saying, I'll be in this movie for free.
Oh, hell, sure. It wasn't free.
You know what I mean? He's excited to be there. And
he was fine. There's nothing bad about it or whatever.
The movie wasn't mind-blowing or anything, like, incredible. Like, we've seen most of the stuff before. It didn't really add, like, something completely new to the MCU formula. And, it very much had the three-act structure of, like, where the final scene, of course, had to have a big showdown between two super-powered people. It's nothing you haven't seen before, but for what it was, I thought it was very, very entertaining. I thought the actors did a fine job with the material that they were given. Anthony Mackie, I buy him as Captain America. I think he's great. I like the new guy, the new Falcon. I thought he was a fun character as well, a fun inclusion. I was worried at first that he was, gonna be just like a funny guy, doing the stupid one-liners, but he grew on me over the course of the movie. I really enjoyed him as a character, and I enjoyed a lot of the speeches that they did. Isaiah, one of my favorite characters in the film, he did amazing. Love the actor playing him. It was awesome. So yeah, the more I think about it, it was pretty good. It was an okay movie. It wasn't mind-blowing or anything. Does it reach the heights of the first few Captain America films? Probably no, I wouldn't say so. But that's probably because I have such an emotional attachment to those three films, and everything surrounding it, and Steve Rogers and all that. But it was a valiant effort. It was a valiant attempt. I'm looking forward to see where the story goes next. So yeah, probably like a 6. You know what? I'm probably gonna go for a 6. Yeah, probably gonna go for a 6. I'm feeling a 6. It's all right.
Standouts. Thaddeus Ross storyline.
Sure.
I felt it. I liked the callbacks to the Incredible Hulk being tying up loose threads.
Yes.
Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie as a whole made a great performance. He did his absolute best. The script isn't holding him all the way through the whole thing, but it's not a bad time. It really isn't a bad time, and I think it's fine that it is more scaled back. It is.
Fair enough.
Give it a fair shot, please.
Yep.
It's better than a lot of people are making it out to be.
Oh, I haven't heard anything about it. This was literally I literally haven't been able to hear anything. This was me seeing it for the first time. I said the typical, reshoots, that means it's bad. I usually don't really trust that fully, but like, whatever. Everything has reshoots, dumbasses. Anyway, but they're scheduled in there for a reason. But it was, again, for me, it was underwhelming. It wasn't bad. I was just underwhelmed.
Leaving with the word.
Would I still recommend it? Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you care about Marvel, this will not offend you.
Yeah.
And also, Asterix, David doesn't like a movie the scoring because I think it's arbitrary bullshit that needs to be based on individualism. If you need a grade, I'll give it a 6, I guess. Although it's not a bad 6. Again,
Okay.
fuck ratings.
It's a strong 6.
It's a hard-on 6.
Yes.
Got a strong 6 from David. You got a 7 from me.
A mild 7.
Because I also like Incredible Hulk a lot, so I think that added to it.
Sure.
So, yeah, no, he did add a lot, and I like Harrison Ford and I like Anthony Mackie. So I think
Yeah, at least Harrison Ford was an old, decrepit man that couldn't do anything anymore. I'm looking at you, Indiana Jones. Anyway, that was,
he didn't even see that movie.
why should I? And that was the Hulk. I mean, that was the Ross. I mean, that was the Anger. I mean, that was the Blue Man. I mean, he was a Red Man. But now we need a blue one and a red one and maybe a purple one. And if we could get a gray one in there somehow. And where's World